Hello, everyone. We'll get started in just a little bit. I'm going to give everybody like probably 5 more minutes to hop on. So I'm going to mute myself.
You want to go upstairs while I work out or no?
I want to eat this.
Okay.
How many steps?
It will tell me in a second. Dang it. I didn't mean to close out of it. So we did 3,784 steps.
Just on the walk?
Just on the walk. And 1.1. I forgot how to mute myself. How do I mute myself? Yeah, but I need to start over because I want to mute myself.
Okay, it's 6 o'clock, but I am going to give everybody just a few more minutes to hop on. I'm going to post. Hi, Addie. I'll post in the event really fast to remind everyone. Thank you, Addie.
You want me to put the link?
Yeah, do you mind? No. I appreciate it.
I'm 31 years old. I'm from Providence, Rhode Italian wedding type venue with a blush of God. Those are the music.
Look at all these pretty faces.
I don't know how to mute it.
I got everybody muted. You guys are good. Wait 1 more minute. We can get started. Marika, are you exhausted? Just so you guys know, she's in Germany. Are you in Germany right now? Is that right? I think she's in Germany. You're cutting out a little bit. Yeah. And it's like 2 a.m. Mind blowing. Okay. All right, we will jump in and get started. Thank you guys for hopping on. I know that it is inconvenient sometimes with the babies and life in general. So I appreciate you guys taking time to hop on. There is a chat bar on the side. So if you guys have questions or anything like that, I'm going to be like scouting the chat bar. That way I can kind of interrupt whoever's speaking and I can ask questions for you guys. So make sure you take advantage of that. Tonight we're talking about basically time management and how to work this business with 100 different things going on. We were actually on a diamond chat and we were just talking about life and about our businesses and things like that. And it was crazy just to hear how many different situations we all have, right, as coaches. There were coaches who were full-time moms, who worked full-time jobs, who were full-time coaches with kids, and just, 100 different types of different situations. And I thought, how awesome of a team call would that be to get everybody on and have them just kind of hear how each individual person has made it work with their situation. So that's what we're going to do. And so feel free to ask questions. I'm just going to kind of go through and call on each speaker, and they're going to kind of share maybe a little piece of their story about coaching if you want to, share their schedule, what their typical day looks like, how, they've just made it work in general. Okay. So I'm going to let Marika go first, so she can go back to bed. So I'm going to unmute you, girl, and I'm just going to let you take over. Okay.
Hey guys, so yeah, it's like 2 a.m. here, which is not an unusual time for me to work. I've been a coach for 3 years, but I was a discount coach first and just dabbling a little bit. I'm super nervous to talk to you guys right now, and so I hit Emerald in Emerald in 2 weeks after actually doing it, and then Diamond in about 3 months. And when I did that, I was, my situation is a little awkward, but you guys are going to see that here in a bit. When I started, I was in grad school still. I was finishing that up, and I had the 2 little kids at home. And I was working 2 freelance jobs, and I wasn't sleeping a lot. So I'm going to actually show my schedule with you guys, because when you're in a situation like that, you need to kind of compress things and just get shit done. Let me see 2 for that one here. Can you see this?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So I was coaching 2 freelance jobs, grad school, 2 young kids, and they were at home. They were 1 and 3 at the time, so they were little kids. They weren't self-sufficient kids at all. Okay, and they wouldn't sleep. So basically, I'm gonna start at the end of my week. Basically, my schoolwork got posted sometime, most of the time, Sunday, throughout the day. Okay, so whenever that day, I think the main thing when you have a schedule like this is you gotta get it done quick as soon as it hits your desk, because you don't know if they're gonna start throwing up on Monday. You just as soon as you have your stuff, you have to get it done just in case. You just never know with kids that age. Okay. So basically, as soon as I got my schoolwork, and that was I had to prioritize a lot, had to get that done immediately. As soon as it hit, get that shit done. Monday, sleep a little bit, and then get that done. Blue was schoolwork, by the way. And then get it done until it's done. Okay. And the next thing was my freelance job. I had if anything was time sensitive, I had to get that done right here. Family time is purple, and this is absolutely unnegotiable. This was my workout. Okay. The second my kids were in bed, right here-ish, hopefully, the second they were in bed, I just had to knock that out, because I was I had to make a change, had to get that done. Not negotiable, this block right here. Another one that was absolutely not negotiable is this one, and this is my power hour. And even on my Monday, where it was maybe I would sleep, maybe I wouldn't, this happened every single time. And my morning power hour looks the same still, actually. I wake up, I look at my notifications, make sure that when I had a call to action post, I didn't miss any people that wanted in. That was because you know how your notification go away and you kind of forget about it? That's that one thing. I made sure that I didn't miss any people who responded that were, to relevant posts. The other thing I did was I looked in my notifications for Rada and Leslie and Mel to see what they had to say. Because like when they said to go do something, I just did it. If they say go do, I was like, okay, cool, whatever, done. Got that out of the way quick, and we just get it done. Okay. So basically, schoolwork I posted, did it as fast as I could, did my freelance stuff as fast as I could, and then started digging into coaching. You see like 3 blocks here with family time at the time. I mean, that's like breakfast and, you know, make sure they're set up for the day. And then the same thing for lunch, and then same thing for dinner. And we do a lot of things, like you see no chores on here, household chores, none, because I did that as family time. Like I would strap them onto my back, like I had this baby carrier, like we cook together, we prepare meals together. This is not time where they like sit on the sideline and are bored. This is somewhere, you know, same with not at this time with the workout, but now it's like I get them involved because I have so little time that I can really focus on, you know, with them, that I have to get them involved in everything I do. Let's see, so we talked about all of this. The morning power hour, where, you know, specifically I make sure that I'm not missing anything that's going on, and then move on to, you know, the next things. And once I had like this out of the way, my power hour switched to, you know, what we normally talk about, like talk to people, follow up with people, connect with people, invite people, those kind of things. Morning power hour is also where I always like check in with my challenge group, make sure they have their daily tasks, make sure I check in with my coaching groups, make sure they have their daily tasks and stuff like this. So yeah, it was completely insane. Something you don't see on here is a lot of time for anything else. But, you know, it was like this 1 year that was just insane. But, you know, sometimes you just got to do it that way. Also, every time you see family time, every time you see like beach body time, this kind of blends in together. Like I could be at the store with my kids shopping, I count that at family time, and I'm knocking out like 15 follow-ups while we stand in line waiting. You know, stuff like this. This is something where I get a lot done without having to like sit down and get it done. Also, I do all of my PD in the car as audiobooks, because there's like no other time for me to do that, because like sitting down with a physical book with little kids, not happening. Yeah, so that's that. So I'm going to switch over and show you guys my schedule now, which is a little bit different, but not much. Okay, I'm going to try to hurry up. Let's see. Oh, this is so slow. Pages Coaching CEO. So nowadays, I'm also the CEO of a company over here in Germany, and we fly back a lot, by the way. So half of the time, or like 3/4 of the time, I'm doing this like as a single mom, basically. So like I don't have help with getting them to bed. I don't have help getting them fed. You know, I do all of that. So this is my schedule for right now with being a CEO. So we still have sleep here, the yellow block. Lots of work late at night, because most of the time I'm either on the East Coast or I'm in Germany, so I'm trying to keep up with the people on the West Coast and kind of make sure I still, you know, get to talk to them. Same morning power hour as now, and then I get them to school. They're like 4 and 6 now, and they go to school for like 4 hours a day. Then I get my workout in immediately. Then I do my work as CEO, make sure that everything is like situated, everybody knows what they're doing, and the day is running smoothly. And then I do my first power hour with Beachbody. Sorry about that. Lunch with the kids, family time with the kids, CEO work, and that includes the weekend. Like this is prime time. We just don't take time off like that, period. More Beachbody time, dinner, another block. And like this is very fluent now. This is where, you know, it's not either or. Like I'm kind of like doing a little bit here with the kids, we're playing, and then I'm kind of like sliding out, you know, to do like this little thing over here, and then I'm sliding back in, you know, make sure that it's still fine. I'm also doing some personal training. So we have like a little block here, here, and here. And like, you guys know how it goes. Like, there's a lot of work that we can do as Beachbody coaches where you don't have to be like at your desk, like focused. Okay. Like, this could be movie night where you can tap on Instagram without even having to look at your phone. There's stuff that you can do with your finger on your phone that you don't even have to like look at it to do it. Okay. So if you're having, because the problem I'm having is that my kids have me in the room and I'm not present. But there's stuff, and we all learned that in high school, where you kind of like take your phone under the table. You can actually still be present, but your finger is still moving because it's Instagram, and you can do that on Instagram. Okay, don't do that on Facebook because it's gonna be crazy. All right, so that's my schedule. I'm gonna share it with you guys. I'm gonna put it like in the comments. For me tomorrow morning, for you guys, it's gonna be before you wake up, and I'm going back to bed.
I love it. I just want to point out just a few things that I took away. One, look how freaking scheduled she is. Like, with 100 different things going on, like, it's all got its time and it's all got its place, and she doesn't veer from that ever. And that's consistency, and that's why she's successful at what she's doing. Second thing is, she said she went in and she looks for notifications from me, Leslie, and Melissa. That's it. You guys, there's 100 different groups that we're in, 100 different notifications we get every single day. If you just stay laser focused and actually just go and look for what you're supposed to look for, check in your groups, make sure you're actually present there versus getting distracted by everyone else, you know, you're going to accomplish a lot more too. Third thing that she said was, being a mom, she didn't schedule time for chores. She didn't schedule time for anything else. She scheduled family time. And so she did dishes, she did laundry, she did all that stuff with her kids and made it family time instead of using it as an excuse to not work her business at a specific time of the day or something. You know what I mean? So I freaking loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Go to bed. Thank you. It was amazing. Nobody had any questions, but I'm sure they'll come later. So
Right.
I'll talk to you later, girl.
All right, bye.
Let me find Gretchen. There she is. I'm going to unmute you. Are you ready? Okay. This is Gretchen.
Yes. So I started coaching technically November, end of October of 2015. So about a little less than a year and a half now. And I think I became Emerald within the first month and Diamond within the first 3 months. And I'm still at Diamond, but working on growing to Star Diamond. And I just started a new job at the end of October, but I'm a physical therapist full-time. And then I also do per diem physical therapy, which is basically you work when you want to. You can make your own hours, which is awesome because I can make my own hours, but it's also time consuming. So I do that, and then also coaching. So what I'm going to go through with you guys is what I prioritize and how I work it throughout my day, because my hours each day are different. What is going on with my hair? So some days, 2 days a week, I start at 11 a.m. and work till 8 p.m. And then 3 days a week, I start at 7 and go until 3 or 3:30. So that drastically changes what my day for Beachbody looks like. So you guys too, I see some of the comments. So we must have some nurses or other people who work in hospitals here. But okay, so what I'm going to go through first is what I do for myself. So those days that I start at 11, I get up first thing and do my workout. I actually every day make my shake the night before because I just don't have time to do that the morning of. It seems like just a super simple thing to do in the morning, but I make it the night before, just grab and go. So I do that. The days that I start work at 7, if I'm super productive, I'll do my workout at 5 in the morning, which is crazy for me. I know lots of people do that, but not me. If I don't, then I'll work out at work. Luckily, I do work at a gym. So I'll work out at work doing my streaming there, or I'll come home and do it directly after. So my workout changes each day, but I make my shake the night before. PD I do on my way to work, usually just listening to it through an app. Okay, so then the way I try to prioritize my different tasks each day 2 ways. So the first way is what is actually most important for me to do that day. And then the second is how much headspace does it require? So if first I do during my power hour. So in my days I start at 11, I try to get ideally an hour and a half in the morning. Some days that's 20 minutes. But no matter what it is, I do the things that are most important and require the most headspace and the most thought. So and that usually would be my follow-ups, inviting and starting new genuine conversations, not about Beachbody. So that's usually what I do first when I have a set amount of time to work on my business. And then during the rest of this stuff that I don't get to, the stuff that is easy peasy, you don't have to think about it, really just the commenting, the liking things, that I do during my workday. So this might gross you guys out. Every time I go to the bathroom for a bathroom break, I bring my phone with me. After I wash my hands, I'm responding to messages, or what are other things I do? During this phase, I'll respond to messages, find new people from Instagram, just scrolling through, and I'll screenshot them. When I screenshot those things, I'll go later on and add them into, I use Asana, so I'll add them in later on, but I'm finding people throughout the day that look like they'd be a good fit. I'm interacting with people, and I also will create my nightly post. My nightly post is the one that I try to have more meaning behind, but I'm doing all those things throughout my day. Bathroom breaks, lunch break. Sometimes when my patients are doing exercises and they don't need me directly looking at them, I do it then, but it's very much throughout my day. When I walk my dog in the morning to my car and then I drop him off, I'm doing those things too. When I walk him after work, I'm doing those things. So really any spare time, I'm doing those, not thoughtless, but those things that don't require as much thought to go into them. So when I do my per diem job, it's usually Fridays after work, as well as 2 to 3 Saturdays or Sundays a month. And when I do that, I use that as an opportunity to do a lifestyle post to share what I do as a physical therapist, because I want people to know that I'm more than just a coach. So I use that opportunity all the time to share that I'm a PT as well, and that I do this on this side just to help more people. That is most of what I wanted to talk about for work. In addition to how I talk about coaching at work, I used to never talk about it because I thought that it was just super uncomfortable. I didn't want people to think that I was being salesy or trying to recruit them. So what I do now, every Monday and every Friday, people are going to ask you, what are you doing this weekend and what did you do this weekend? My response is always, I'm either trying to earn a free trip from Beachbody, and then they say, oh, well, what's Beachbody? Or I'm checking into my accountability group. And then they ask, well, what's your accountability group? Or I'm saying, I just won a free trip, or, anything that you're currently doing. Oops, sorry. That you're currently, even my workouts, I'll say, oh, I'm part of an accountability group. We have to log in on our workouts each day. I'm going to do that as soon as I get home. So those are the biggest things that always people will prompt questions. And it doesn't always lead to them being interested right away. But one of my coworkers, I've probably had that same conversation like 5 times now. And like a month ago, she just actually said that she was interested. So yes, planting seeds. I just saw that message. And then I also bring my Shakeology cup with me every day. And whether it's my patients or coworker, I only have 2 coworkers, you guys. So like this is not, it's mostly just for my patients who ask me and everyone else who I come in touch with. So that's mainly what I do. Also, I'm dating. I'm not married or currently in a significant relationship. But if I'm talking to someone about a program and they're like ready to sign up, I'm taking more bathroom breaks during my date so I can go and respond to those messages, which I know I shouldn't be doing. But I don't know. I feel like when people are on, I want to get to them. So I try to keep that.
They'll understand.
What's that?
I said if it's meant to be, then they'll understand.
Exactly. Or they think I have a peeing problem, but for now I don't care. So I think that's mainly what I do.
Awesome. I loved 2 things. Obviously, the weekend comment, you could see the chat. Everybody was like, holy crap, that's golden. Like, if you guys work full time, like I have a lot of people that come all the time and they're like, how do I mention this to my coworkers? And I'm always like, don't pressure them. Don't talk about it. Don't do anything. But I love that you're like casually like, oh, just, working towards a free trip this weekend or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that. And I think that's super, super smart. Second thing was that you were always asking yourself, reminding yourself of what's the most important task that I need to get done today.
Mhm.
And I think that's ridiculously important, again, because we have, all kinds of trackers and all kinds of to-do lists and things like that, but making sure that we're focused in on, if you read the book, Eat That Frog, the most important task of the day, that way it's done. And, if you get nothing else accomplished the rest of the day, then at least you've done that, so.
Yeah, and it changes each day. So I have a calendar and a planner, and I write down the things each day, and then I I write down everything that I just want to do in general, and then I prioritize from there.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I know you have to go too, so I'll let you go.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys.
Okay, I'm just going to go down the list now. So where's Addie? Let me find Addie. I see you. Okay, you're unmuted. Do you want to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, it's all you, girl.
Okay, so my life is nothing like anyone else's. So I live in a cornfield in the middle of nowhere, and it is literally, I'm not kidding or exaggerating, 20 miles to get gas and 30 miles to get any form of food. So that is a big role in how I live my life. And I also have 4 kids and stay at home with them. And my husband is a farmer and a crop insurance agent. So you hear farmer and you think, oh, he's pretty busy, but you add crop insurance agent on top of it, and we see him 2 weeks at a time, 3 times a year. He's in and out. He's around, but he's not home very often. I have to say, Jocelyn, I have to be on a call at 7. I need you to man this job. And then he'll maybe make it work. So there's that. So other things that I do, I teach PIO 2 days a week in Macon, which is 30 miles away from me, at 5:30 in the morning. And then do mom the rest of the time. So my whole life is based on routine just because that's how my brain works. It just works better for me. So I try to do the same things every day, and then I do certain things on specific days a week. And that's how I've always run my mom life. And then when I started my business, that's how I fit it in. So just for example, yesterday I got up at 4:30, put on my pants, I went to Macon, I taught PIO, I came back, I put the kids on the bus, and then I started cleaning. And I cleaned, and I'll show you, I keep it in my planner, so you can see here, wherever the calendar is. I schedule when I'm gonna eat, I schedule when I'm gonna shower, because if I don't, I'll forget to do those things. So yesterday I came home, I cleaned specific things, and then at 8 o'clock I stopped and I ate, because teaching PIO doesn't count as my workout. I still have to do a program. So I have to eat and then time that out so that I can do a workout. So I cleaned, I ate, I cleaned, I worked out, had my shake, I cleaned some more, and then I fed Linus, because he's the only one that's home during the day, and he kind of follows me around, and he cleans and he works out and he does all of the things that I do, kind of like, I'm going to say her name wrong, Marika. Yes. She, her kids go with her. Her kids help her do stuff. Linus goes with me everywhere I go. He does everything that I do. If I work out, he works out. If I clean, he cleans, or he watches Peppa Pig. If I watch Peppa Pig, I've got my phone in my hand while I do it, or I'm reading personal development, or one of those things. If I'm sitting on the couch with him, I'm adding that in. But from day one for me, when he goes down for his nap, whether it's at 2:30 today or at 1 yesterday, I sit down and work. And I know that I have from the moment he takes a nap to the 4 o'clock, because at 4 o'clock on the dot, my girls walk in the door, and that's when the crazy hits. So I have that window of time to answer messages, to invite, to do all of the things that I have to do. And because of that, my posts are very routine too. If you look at my page, I consistently have a workout post, either my first or second post of the day. The middle 2 are usually lifestyle. What am I doing? How am I working? Those kinds of things. Then usually between 4 and 6, sometime I go live. That's one of the things that I do almost every day, is I go live and I either talk about my personal development or my workout or what I'm doing, how I'm feeling. And then at night I do a call to action of some sort. So, I mean, everything I do is done based off of a routine or schedule. That's it. All all day, every day. And every day is different, but that's why I use this. And I write, like I've already done tomorrow's today. And everything I have to do, you can see on here it says, make pie crust, because I've got to take pies to my daughter's basketball tournament tomorrow night. So, you know, we work backwards from basketball and fit everything in. And we don't, kind of like Mary, I'm going to say it wrong. The first speaker, we don't vary. You know, what's on the schedule is on the schedule. And then the big stuff goes on my phone. And Joshua and I have our schedules linked, so we always know who's going where and coordinating drivers and those sorts of things. So, yeah, it's a crazy life, but we make it work.
Yeah, I've been involved in that crazy life, and having, like, I do Beachbody full time, and to watch how she does it with 4 kids, she couldn't do it any other way. Like, I've never had so many voices in my head at one time trying to send a message. So for all of you people that feel like you're ignoring your kids and things like that, at some point you do. I mean, I would try to talk to Addie, and I literally had to like tap her on the shoulder to get her attention because she puts those blinders on. So it's impressive. It really, really is. Okay, I'm done.
I love it. Next time, ask to speak. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. I was like, who's that talking? Oh, that's Kate. That's Kate. Yeah, freaking obviously always impressed by Addie because I have 2 kids and they are like older. And I'm like, I can't imagine having not only 4, but the ages that she has and still hitting over Success Club 10 every single month and just freaking a rock star in general, honestly. So 2 or 3-ish things. Again, the schedule. Like, I hope you guys noticed that with every single speaker. And these people were asked to speak for a reason. Like, one, they have 100 different things going on and their situation is unique, but also they're successful coaches. So notice that every single one of them so far follows a schedule to a T every single day. Every single day. And they don't veer from it. They live by their schedule, okay? 2, taking advantage of nap time, okay? Your kid's asleep, you should be working every single day, okay? 3, how she has her posts not scheduled. She doesn't schedule her posts, but she has them planned out. And it's kind of the same thing. I don't have them like planned out, like I know exactly what I'm going to post tomorrow, but I know every day I'm going to post a workout video. I know every day I'm going to post a food picture. I know every day it's going to be, you know, a lifestyle or something like that. So just, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, as you can tell, Addie does it. There's a lot of coaches that do it. There's nothing wrong with posting the same types of posts every single day because people crave any kind of free information you're going to give them. And if it's a workout video, pieces of your workout, great. If it's eating tips, perfect. You know what I mean? Like, people need that information, and it's okay to do that every single day. So, perfect. Thank you.
These questions.
Oh yeah, there are more questions. Okay.
Javon says she feels guilty when she's trying to watch Power Rangers with her son, and then she asks, she went to a business event. The speaker said not to feel bad that working hard isn't hurting your kids. I completely agree with that 100%. With my oldest, I was very conscientious about like sitting on the floor and doing puzzles and like doing all of those things that you're supposed to do. And then I would like kill myself cleaning house and doing all those other things in the 2 hours she was asleep in the afternoon. And when I got pregnant with my second, I'd had trouble with my first. So I was like, no, I'm going to take nap time and I'm going to spend that time relaxing. And so I kind of got in the rhythm of cleaning and doing those things in the mornings when they were up. And the more I did that, the more I thought, you know, they do need to see those things. They need to see that the laundry doesn't get done by a magic fairy and that somebody has to clean their crap up off the floor when they spill things. And they need to see all of those things to turn into responsible adults like we want them to. And I think that it's empowering for my 3 girls to see me bust my tail working out, helping other women, and doing all of the things that I do. And when they went to dress up like your parent day at school for homecoming week, they all 3 dressed up like their mom in workout clothes and were like psyched about it. So I just think that we're giving them good tools by working in front of them. And my son doesn't pay a bit of attention to me when he's watching Peppa Pig. He wouldn't care for a second if I was on the phone. He thinks that Peppa's more important than me anyway.
You know what? And I tell my kids too, because they're at the age now where they're like, get off your phone, mom. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I could be in an office somewhere, like while you're at childcare. You know what I mean? Like they don't get it at a certain age, but I do my best to like explain to them. You know what? I could be like out here, 12 hours a day, but I'm not. I have the luxury of being able to work from home while you watch that stupid cartoon. You know what I mean?
And we talk about money. Like I'm not scared to tell my kids that at all. I say, you like to go to the movies. Do you know how much it costs to take 6 people to the movies? Because Linus isn't free anymore and you all think you want popcorn. So if you want to go to the movies, we can't put that on your dad all the time.
Yeah.
Like, let me do these things so that when it's time to go see Lego Batman, we can do it and not have guilt. And they're like,
Okay. I love it.
Amy also asked if I'd always been so organized. I have always been structured. Like I've always been routine and structured, but I have not always been quite to this schedule out when I shower thing. I was on a group probably a year ago, right after I went diamond. And one of the girls said, I schedule out everything I got to do. And I thought, that's ridiculous. But I did it a couple of days. I had like those eat your frog tasks that I just kept putting off. And I scheduled them. And I got stuff done that day like nobody's business. And so since then, I don't do it every single day. But when I've got a lot of stuff to do, when I schedule it out like that, I usually end up with pockets of time that I can do stuff for me, take 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there. And it works out well. So.
I love it. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. You did fabulous. I appreciate you. Okay, I'm going to mute you. Okay, let me see who's next. You did great. How about Ashley? Ashley, you want to go? Okay. You're unmuted. It's all you.
Hey guys. So I'm going to share 2 different type of schedules with you guys because life changes and you have to kind of change your schedule a lot of times to whatever you're going through in your life. So when I first started coaching, I was working 3 jobs. I was a single mom. I was finishing school. I was also taking care of my mom who was sick at the time, going through chemo. So I was very busy at that time. And I only worked about 20 minutes a day. I'm not going to share that schedule with you guys just because other coaches have already shared something similar. But I'm going to share with you guys my first schedule of when I first became a full-time coach. And I already had my son who was already in school. So I had all that time during the day that was just free time. So I'm going to share my screen real quick with you guys. All right, can you guys see my screen? Okay, so this is what I had for the time where I became a full-time coach. My son was in school. So from 5 in the morning until 2, I had this going on. At 5 in the morning, I would work out. I'd like to get up, get it out right in the morning when everyone's still sleeping. And then 6 a.m., I would do challenge group invites, followed by coach invites. Just because inviting to me, I have to get it done right away or else I probably won't do it. And then 7 a.m., that's when I started getting my son ready for school. And then 8 a.m., I would do breakfast and personal development after I've already taken him to school. And again, like I think Addie said it, I have to schedule when I eat because I won't eat, especially when I'm already so into my work. I just forget everything else. And then 9 a.m., I would do follow-ups. Then I would do new contacts after that. And then also comments on posts. And then around 10 a.m., I would do non-Beachbody related combos. About 10:15, I would do my group posts, which were any of my groups I had going on, whether it was training groups or my challenge groups, free groups, any of that. And then 11 a.m. until about 1:30, I would do a lot of my stuff that, was focused on my team. If I had to get back to anyone who had questions, if I had to put any type of training together for them or post something within our group, whatever it may be, that's when I was doing that. And then I liked to be done by 2 o'clock. That's because my son got out of school at 2. And because I was so busy way before coaching, when I was working all those jobs, at that time I never got to take him to school. I never got to give him breakfast. I never got to make him dinner or put him to bed, and I really regretted that. So I always wanted to be done by 2 so I could have that family time with him after that. So that's why I tried to get everything done, from the morning until he got out of school. But then I'll stop sharing that. But then last year, I decided to have a little bit too much fun on our cruise trip with Beachbody, and I became pregnant. So my life changed again dramatically. So now I don't have all that free time when my kids are at school, because I now have my daughter who is, by my side 24/7 now. So now I notice that it's really hard to stick to a schedule like that. So I found myself where during the day, I am getting, my little things done where I'm doing friend requests. I am checking into my groups, doing personal development, working out, drinking my shake, checking in my coach online office, just little things like that. And maybe like some commenting on posts, whatever I can fit in. But then I don't do anything else for the meat of my business until like 9 o'clock at night, because everyone is in bed. I can focus. Because if I can't focus, I am all over the place. I can't send invites, but that's just me. I just lose focus and I can't do it. So I find that after 9 o'clock, that's what works for me. And I also had to split up my schedule too. Instead of doing all that stuff that I showed you all in one day, I now split it up between days. So now like Mondays and Wednesdays, I do commenting on posts and non-Beachbody related connections. Tuesdays, I do inviting. Thursdays, I do follow-ups and inviting. Fridays, I do follow-ups. And then Saturday and Sundays, that's when I kind of use those days to catch up. And I add everyone, all my new contacts, onto my tracking. So instead of doing it every day, I have just the weekend where I'm going through all my inboxes, my emails, and adding all those new people onto my Google Streak. That's what I use for tracking. And I found that to be just more easier for me, just because before I was talking to somebody new and trying to plug it in, and talking to another new person and trying to plug it in. And it just didn't work for me. And I think that's it for my schedule. But again, it always changes. You guys just have to remember, you always have to change it to fit what's going on in your life.
Yeah, I love it. I love that, when you started, you had you had one schedule, and then as a full-time coach, totally new schedule. And then now as a new mom, 100% is just new schedule. And my 3 things: one, when you were a full-time coach without the new mom, doing your invites first. I noticed that was like first in your day, because if something happens, life gets crazy, kid poops everywhere, dog's running away, like whatever, at least the meat of your business is done, right? Sit down, eat the frog first, okay? Second thing, evenings, working in the evenings. You guys, that's when I do the majority of my business also. I can sit down uninterrupted at 8 o'clock at night when all the kids are in bed, when everybody's quiet, and I can work till midnight, you know what I mean? And then I still get 7 hours of sleep if I, go to bed at midnight. So take advantage of the quiet time. You're going to be tired. There's going to be nights when you don't feel like it, but guess what? You have to anyway if you want to be successful at this, okay? Got to do it anyway. And then splitting the schedule. I like that you shared how, maybe not everything gets done all in one day, but it at least gets done at some point during the week. And I think that's super important to share, that, you don't have to get it done all in one day, as long as it just gets done. So I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody, let me look really fast to see if anybody had questions. No. Javon said something about her doing her power hour at 10 p.m. or later. You guys, I am up from 8 to midnight sending messages every single night, and you'd be surprised at how many people are up at like 12:01 still responding to me. So, and I'm like, go to bed, but they're still awake. And even if they're not, at least they see your message tomorrow and they can respond tomorrow, and then you're back at it tomorrow night responding to their message. So, there's so many people up there. Yeah, that was you, Eddie. Okay. All right. I'm going to mute. Oh, she's muted already. Okay. Let me find Megan. Let me find Megan. Ooh. If you find me first, just unmute yourself.
I unmuted myself.
Oh, perfect.
Here.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Now let me find
Hey guys.
Go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Megan, and I work full-time in IT operations management. And so I luckily over time was able to work into my schedule 2 telework days. So I guess I'll start on Sundays because I kind of consider that my prep day. So before anything else, so I'm just going to show you kind of like a naked day in my planner, just kind of with what I start with. So I use something called a passion planner, and I love the breakdown of it. And I ordered these awesome stickers. So these are actually like food stickers, because it seems to be a constant theme. We all need to be reminded what we're eating and when. But I also have, and again, it's blurry for whatever reason, I have a habit tracker in the bottom that I use to track my main business goals, my workout, my shake. And for me, I focus on 20 connections, 20 invites, and 500 words a day. And so that's putting together future posts, that's putting together future call to actions, whatever it is. I want to make sure that I'm getting those words together so I'm not scrambling at the last minute. For whatever reason, I struggle hardcore with writing posts. I don't do well with being vulnerable. It takes me a long time to put out a post. And so rather than stare at my phone for 2 hours going, fuck, I'd rather have some idea ahead of time to help me get through the week. So my Sundays are when I do most of my meal prep as well. So again, Sundays are my bulk planning days. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, I have to be in the office. I am up every day about 4:30. I'm a morning person. It's what I do. And all of the, things that you read, they're like, don't get on your phone first thing in the morning. Well, I'm on my phone first thing in the morning, because when I'm waking up, bright screen kind of wakes you up. I get on Instagram and I start scrolling and I look for people to add. I saw a really great video when I first joined. I've been a coach since July. Totally forgot to go through my introduction. You're all welcome. About finding your 5, and you go through and you find those top 5 things that kind of make you you. And so I use that to target people. And so every day I will pick a different focus. And so I'll go on Instagram. So 2 weeks ago, I underwent surgery. I have endometriosis. And so, when I found out that I would be undergoing surgery to see whether or not I'd be diagnosed, I was like, well, what's that all about? I immediately started researching Facebook groups, Instagram groups, people on Instagram. So every day I will go in and start interacting on a bunch of different Instagram groups first thing in the morning. It takes you, 10, 15 minutes, roll out of bed after that. And I do a morning miracle routine, Hal Elrod. And that's where I get in my personal development. I'm still recovering from surgery, so my workout is like walking around the house. Today I went grocery shopping, got a little crazy. The grocery store is very large. It was very difficult. And that's kind of, where I get my shake going. And this week is the first week kind of back at the office for me. So I'm working on, kind of nailing down my routine again. But then I also have personal development on my phone that I play on my drive into work. On those days where I have to be in the office, I have to really drill down on what I am doing. Because if I get sidetracked once, I'm locked in my office where I have no cell reception whatsoever. I can sort of get on Facebook, but it's all government computers and everything runs bajankety. And so for those, 9 hours, I'm for the most part out of commission. I can typically get to conversations, simple kind of messenger tasks, but every once in a while it goes off. So because of that, I typically save my power hour for when I get home, or I will do just bulk interactions on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I have my work computer set up on the side and I'm like, oh, cool, no new emails. Great, awesome. So Beachbody, what you got going on? And I go through and I have everything in Google Streak. Again, I do actually the same thing that Ashley does, where I go in and do my bulk, throughout the week, I, go through all my interactions and everything like that. But the weekends where I do the bulk uploads into Streak, so I can kind of see where I'm at. And I just go through that list. I'm like, okay, who do I need to reach out to? And so, hold on one second. I started working on like a calendar, but I'm still kind of getting into the rhythm of things. And so from that, keeping my power hours in the evening, that's when I start to wind down. And I'm in bed by 9:30 because I'm up at 4:30. And so I'm definitely not the person messaging you at 10 p.m. And so kind of, again, to reiterate what I said earlier, it's all about finding the time that works for you. We can share our schedules all day long, and you can kind of take things and tweak things. But it's really about finding when you're most efficient. And on that note, I love apps. So find apps that work for you, whether it's Google Streak or Asana or Google Calendar that gives you alerts. When I'm at home working on my personal computer, I have my Google Calendar set up. And so I get a notification. And if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'll get a pop-up and goes, hey, it's 9:30 a.m. It's time for you to start following up with people, or it's time for you to start inviting people. And that's been amazing because I am a squirrel. And if I get started on something, you know, if I don't get that reminder, chances are I get distracted and, you know, I'll have to push it off to the next day. And the point is to not have that happen. And then things like Holler and Instagress I've talked about on our team calls with Fit Vibes Tribe have been super beneficial because of the 9 to 5. Again, you have to be a little bit more efficient with your time. And Instagress really helps keep me connecting with people throughout the day while I'm stuck in an office and don't really have access to things like Instagram. And things like Holler. Holler is great, and if anyone has any questions, I can certainly go into detail about that. Feel free to message me or what have you. I'm getting a notification on Google that it's almost my bedtime. Holler is great because you can use it. I was losing track of people who started following me on Instagram. I was at the office. I'd get home. I'd have, all of these messages or all of these contacts, all these new followers, and I didn't want people falling through the cracks. So I signed up with a web application called Holler that sends just an introduction message to people who follow me. And, I think it's like $20 a month. And so far I've had a number of people sign up through Holler, and it's made it worth it for me just to have that initial interaction done automatically. And obviously you make it not sound spammy. It's like you're reaching out to them personally.
How do you spell it? People are asking.
Oh, HOLR.co, I think is the website. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. I would recommend giving that a shot. It's been, again, hugely beneficial. So as far as the 9 to 5 goes, Sunday prep is your best friend because during the week, I have dogs, I don't have children. So they do occasionally throw up on things, but for the most part, they stay out of my way if I tell them to. So Sundays are my prep days. That's where I get a lot of my food prep, my post prep, anything like that squared away. Each morning, that's when I get my connections taken care of. It's where I work on putting posts together so I don't struggle out through the rest of the day. I use applications like Instagress and Holler, Google Streak, everything like that to stay on track. And that's probably my few best pieces on that. Can you give a quick script on what you had to say? Yes. 1 second. Of course, now my phone's going to freeze. Okay, so I say, hey there, I noticed that you started following me on my fitness journey and I wanted to take a moment to personally say thank you. Are you on a fitness journey too? And so that just gets the conversation going.
Just like making a connection on Facebook. Like we talked about making connections. It's just the same as messaging somebody who likes your picture, messaging them saying the same exact thing. So I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's for my social media. I have themes for every day. that I've really been trying to stick to. So, just kind of internal, like Mondays are motivation, Tuesdays are transformations. I am a vegan, and so I share a lot of my recipes. And so that's another key piece that I target on Facebook, on Instagram, on any other social media. And that's where I get a lot of interaction with people. I did the Ultimate Reset, which you end up vegan, so I had a lot of interest from that perspective. So again, I think finding your 5, being efficient, finding the tools that work for you, and going from there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Few things. Not being thought, like, I think it was you. It's on my post-it for you. I was talking about, their posts and not having the thought process or, whatever to make these big, long thought, deep thought posts. And I'm the exact same way. I don't know if anybody notices, but like usually my posts are about a sentence, if that, sometimes literally words. And that's okay. You don't have to have these big, deep, long, thought out posts every single time you make a post. Like most of the time, people aren't even going to read those anyway. They're going to look at the picture and keep scrolling. So don't worry about, not being able to come up with these huge, deep, thought out posts. Sweet and simple is totally fine. Personal development on our drive. I love that. A lot of you work full time. A lot of you drive, more than 15 minutes one way back and forth to work. Take advantage of that. Download Audible, download whatever apps you can find to read it to you, or, listen to your personal development on your way to work. Because that's one thing that, especially if you're in this, all the groups we've been in, they preach about personal development. If you're not doing your personal development, you guys, this business gets very, very, very hard. So make sure you're fitting that in also. And then she talked about, finding a time that just works for you. Like my schedule and her schedule are polar opposite. But I remember having my first one-on-one with Josh, and he was like, "What's your schedule?" And I was like, "I really don't have one. I just work when I can." And I was kind of all over the place. And he was like, "What time of the day are you the most creative? Can you sit down uninterrupted and just do your work and, not have to stress about anything else?" And I said, "You know what? 8 to midnight. Literally, that's the only time that I have where it's like uninterrupted." And so that's what I encourage you guys to do, is just stop and think about, when is the best time for me? When can I be the most creative? When can I get the most work done? And that's when you need to make, a schedule for yourself and make sure that your work gets fit in at that time. So I love it. Thank you, Megan. Sam or Emily? No matter? Whoever unmutes first.
I can go. Oh, jinx. You're the same exact time. You can go, Emily. Okay, I'll go ahead and go. I'm Emily. I have been a coach for 3.5 years. I'm a Diamond and a Success Club legend. I work full-time and have a 1-year-old baby. So that's kind of what I wanted to go over with you guys, how it works with both. I haven't, obviously he's just 1, so I haven't had the baby the whole time. So I've got 2 different kind of scenarios that I wanted to share with you guys. I also have a unique situation where I took a new job last year where I get to work from home all the time. So first I was going to share with you, and I'm a woman of few words, so also you'll see that tonight, but you'll also see that in my post if you know me. So I'll try to make this quick. But when I was working outside of the house, actually, I typed this all out. I'll just share my screen with you, and you guys can look at it too. Can you see that? Yeah? Okay. So when I was working outside of about 5:30 and got myself and the baby ready to go, and right before I would leave the house, I would always post in my challenge group, and then I would post something either motivational, or a lot of times that's when I was having my Shakeology because it was quick and like, get it, let's go. And so I posted that then too. So I'd leave the house, drop the baby off, and then on the way to work, I also listened to PD on the way. Had a few YouTube on there, and I would just get in my YouTube and my notifications and listen to those on my way to work. But once I got to work, it was really phone down, put away, just heads down working. After I had Bryce and I went back to work, I did have about 30 minutes in there where I was pumping at work, so I did have some time in between, but that was always like kind of a decompressed time too, so I didn't really get too much done during that time. But lunchtime was really the first time that I would tap into like my messages that needed to be answered or any invites and follow-ups that needed to be sent. I'd either like post my lunch or something random from my day, depending on what else was going on. This was always a good time to do like an interaction post too, because that's I'm scrolling their phones. So if you need to do like an engaging or interacting post, that's always a good time, is either like right before noon or over your lunch break. That's my recommendation. For the most part, it was really heads down. I was kind of shut off from any work period, whether it was my full-time job or Beachbody. So I would cook dinner, we would eat, we would play, and then once Bryce goes to bed at like 8, I would clean the house, pick up anything that needed to be done, clean his bottles, get his bag packed for the next day. And then whenever that was done, I would post always at 8:30. Like you could probably check my page like clockwork. I either do a recruiting post for challenge groups or coaching. I feel like that's kind of my sweet spot for my demographic of people that I relate to. But that's all. So I would post that, and then I'd go hurry up and work out and answer messages, send invites, follow-ups, whatever, shower, get ready for bed, and then I would do a little bit of PD. I work, I don't really have a power hour. I'm more of the buckets with my people, a little bit at lunch, sending messages and follow-ups, and then a little bit in the evening sending messages and follow-ups as well. I don't really have one time where I can sit down and nail it all out for an hour. It just doesn't work for me. I'm also not a late night person, but I'm not really a morning person either. I don't know. I'm just really good from like 7 to 8. So I just squeeze it all in there. Now that I'm working from home, it's a little bit more flexible, thanks to being able to just like grab my phone and look at it whenever I want. But I do try to stay on track. Like I think I haven't checked I know I have like 10 messages in my inbox right now, but I haven't had a chance to look at it. I was busy today and saving that for after this is over, but still kind of the same layout where wake up, post, get ready, take him to the babysitter, and then I work all morning, have lunch. Lunchtime now is actually my workout time. I was working outside of the house, so I found that I can squeeze in a workout, shower, and a post over my 1-hour lunch break. Like that is a requirement that you have to take. But take it to use yourself some time later in the evening or morning. So, but with our 30-minute workouts, we can get all of that done. So I work out, shower, post a routine after work, pick them up, we play, cook, bed, and then I do the same thing in the evenings. So I really, most of my Beachbody time is after 8:30 or so. I just kind of leave that time and dive in the most. But like I said, now that I work from home, I am able to answer some messages and send some messages if I have time to scroll. But for the most part, all of mine is done in the evening. So I've just found that with a kiddo, you have to have your time to put your phone down and play. Like that's so important. So this is what I found allows for that, but also still get my workout in and can still get some work done. I've also been coaching for but I do work my business part-time, so it's not like it's I don't have a whole lot of time. So there's nothing wrong with slow and steady, right? I didn't get to Diamond really quick. I've been in Diamond for too long. I won't admit for how long, but I still have a pretty successful team, and this, I do what I can. So we all have our different scenarios.
That's what works for you, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Notice the schedule. Again, so freaking scheduled. And I do want to point out that she had to schedule in a shower. Everybody knows that.
It's a problem I have.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
Sometimes it's bad. It's just really bad.
That's awesome. I do want to add something, because I noticed, that she has a babysitter and she takes her baby to the babysitter. I was reading, I think it's in the most recent book that I'm reading. It's the Get Over Your Damn Self, I think is the name of it. And I'm literally only like 2 chapters in. But one thing, I think it was this book, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but she was talking about how, a lot of network marketers and, people who do what we do think that they can easily work this business in the 1 hour nap time, or, 30 minutes whenever their kid goes to bed. And she's like, you're fooling yourself. You can do that. And you can, grow the business at a slower pace, but invest in a babysitter. Like if you're investing in someone to watch your child 2 hours a day or something like that, that's 2 hours of uninterrupted beach body time that you guys could be working. And it was really just eye-opening to me. I'm like, that's so freaking true. Like so many moms are trying to 30-minute power hour and that's it every single day. And you cannot grow your business doing it 30 minutes a day. You can grow it, but not at the rate that most of you on this call want to grow it. So think about that. Think about maybe investing in a babysitter if that's something you're struggling with, even if it's a couple hours a day. So anybody have a question? No? Okay. Thank you, Emily. Sam, it's all you.
Awesome. Hi, guys. So I have been coaching for 3 years. When I first started coaching, I was working full-time, had no intention of coaching full-time, but it was just the compound effect. My actions, kept compounding. The results kept compounding. And after 2 years of coaching, I was, what was I at the time? I think 3-star diamond or 2-star. And I decided to quit my full-time job, and I've been coaching full-time for a little bit over 1 year. And I thought, coaching full-time, I'd have, 12 hours during the day to do everything, right? I was going to grow my team like an insane amount and make so much money and always be inviting. And what happened was I was like, I have all day. I'm going to take a 3-hour nap. I have all day. I'm just going to scroll. It's totally fine. I'm going to find someone if I scroll. And guess what? My income plateaued. I had the most growth when I was working full time. So it really was an adjustment to try and find what worked for me when I started to coach full time. But with that being said, now I have a schedule that works really well for me. So jumping right in, I wake up every morning around 6:15, and kind of the same thing with Megan. I open up my phone, the light from Instagram and just messages and things, it wakes me up. And so a little bit as I'm getting out of bed, I'm just scrolling Instagram. Then I spend about 10 to 15 minutes prioritizing messages. So if I see a message from a coach that seems urgent, or from someone that says I'm ready to sign up, then I'll message them back. If not, I just wait until it's my time to message my coaches and prospects and things. So that's only 10, 15 minutes. Then I do my personal development, typically while I'm cleaning. So this is at 6:30 a.m. I'm drinking my Energize, listening to personal development, and unloading the dishwasher or cleaning up, folding laundry, all of that stuff. And then if I have time, I check into my challenge group, post in there. I do use the schedule feature in the app. And then it's 7 a.m. My sister comes over, we work out, and from 7 to 9, I'm working out and or making shakes for myself and for Harry and making my new bulletproof coffee. I don't know, 7 to 9 gets away from me. I'm just, by 9, I'm finally settled. Harry's out the door to work. And so that's when I really start my business. And so from 9 to noon is when I do my personal business. And I, similar to Ashley, split it up every day. Mondays are my invite days. specifically because I think people fall off track on the weekends, and on Monday they're more likely to be open to learning more about a fitness group. So Mondays are invites. And by the way, invites, I only invite people that I've connected with. I don't do cold invites anymore. Tuesdays, I do expanding my network and interacting with the people at the same time. Interacting is just liking and commenting. Wednesdays, I do connection, so this is non-Beachbody messages. Thursdays and Fridays, I do follow-ups / responding to the insane amount of messages in my inbox. With this process, I'm talking to so many more people, so I just can't get back to them all in the same day. So I have 2 full days for follow-ups and responses. So I do that from 9 to 12. Harry comes home for lunch. I'm always on my phone, but I try not to be. That's when I, too, schedule in time for lunch, schedule my shower, just kind of hang out, watch TV when he's here. And then when he goes back to work, from 1 to 5 is when I do my team stuff. So this is when I have one-on-one calls with my coaches. I will check in with my coaches and or check in with my customers and my clients and my groups. So I'll message them one-on-one. I will also strategize with my coaches. So if I see that they have a post that got 20 likes, I'll message them and say, this post got so much engagement, send this script to them to see if they have any interest in a group. Or, I just kind of prompt them to take action. Same thing, even if they're a discount coach, I'll challenge them to share their transformation. And if they do, I'll say, you got 15 likes on it, amazing job, reach out, sharing this script, or do you have any referrals? So I really try and get my team moving and get my discount coaches referring people and all of that stuff. I also respond to messages. So for example, on Wednesdays, which is my connection day, since I'm doing one major thing for my business, one thing each day, I do it in massive amounts. So my goal is 35 to 50 people or more if I have time every day. So I go through and connect with 50 people and I do not look if they respond. So later in the day, if I don't have time to respond, after I get through all of those invites or all of those connections, that's when I'll check in back into those messages. It's time for my creative work. So if I'm planning a group or a retreat or anything outside of the normal stuff that I do that in the afternoon. I check in with my challenge groups. That's pretty much it. Oh, and I also schedule my days so that for the next day. So you can see, this is my planner. This is Wednesday. It's already scheduled out. So I know exactly what I'm doing tomorrow. And then Harry comes home around 5 and I log off. So I try my best, other than team calls, and I do post at night because that's the best time for me. So I do log on around 8 or 9 p.m. To do that stuff, but I also teach PIO at night. So really after 5 p.m., I try and be done with my business. And that's what I do.
But I love it. So scheduled. Again. Do you guys see a trend? I do want to point out the fact that she said that being a full-time coach was harder than working full-time outside of Beachbody. And it's just been fun to watch. I remember whenever Sam started and she was like, yeah, there's no way I'm going to quit my job. Just told me flat out, she would never do Beachbody full-time. And then when she was able to finally, earn enough to where she's like, why am I even working? It's easy, but it's so hard when you're home all day long and there are just different distractions. I literally this week got out of this funk that I've been in as far as working, because I haven't just been able to sit. I've just been distracted by everything. But I actually got I went to a coffee shop this morning and yesterday morning and just got out of the house with my laptop so that I was not surrounded by dishes, not surrounded by dogs peeing everywhere. You know what I mean? Just uninterrupted space. And so again, if that's, if you are a full-time coach or working full-time coaching, then try to mix it up in that way, because it's super easy to get distracted by everything else but what you should be doing, especially if you're home all day. So take advantage of the amazing schedule and structure that you need as you're working full time, because it will be gone soon and then you'll have to create that on your own. So kind of sucks.
I have a coach actually that rents a space. You can pay for a work office. And so she pays to rent that space.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And she goes in I think just 2 days a week to that space, but she needed that separation. So
yeah. Yeah, I was telling, I don't know who I was talking to today, but I was like, I freaking went to the coffee shop at like 11 o'clock and worked until 3 o'clock whenever I went to the restaurant and ate, and I worked while I ate. And it was like, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I can get used to this now. Somebody said one of the most challenging things is switching my mindset from mom and wife full-time to focusing on my business. Got to do it. It's part of it. How bad do you want it, and what is your why? You know what I mean? And that's why I invest in a babysitter, she said, for a full-time job and beach buddy. Yeah, 100%. So distracting. You guys, I hope this call helped. I hope you guys had some sort of takeaway from it. I'm pretty sure, I was going through the names, and I'm pretty sure we have like every different type of situation here, like from people that work full-time with kids, work full-time without kids, people who have no kids, people who have 80 kids, like all of them. So hopefully one of them resonated with you and you had some sort of takeaway from it as far as what to do going forward. But I'm telling you guys, a schedule, you have got to create a schedule. And it doesn't have to be just like one of the speakers on this call. It doesn't have to be, just like mine. It doesn't have to be, what your power hour set, whatever works for you. And whenever you can be the most creative, that's when you have to schedule it in. And if you don't, it will not get done. And you cannot complain about this business not working for you if you are not following the schedule and doing what you need to be doing every single day. Okay. Because many of you that are plateaued or stalled, I guarantee you're not doing what you need to be doing every single day. Those invites aren't being sent every single day. Those connections aren't being made every single day. Those friend requests aren't being sent every single day. And until you can check off every single box every single day, it might not work. Okay? All right. Any questions before I let you guys go? Went a little over and I apologize. Okay, go put your kids to bed and then go do power hour. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.